having a bowl for today's project. Hey everybody, it's Crazy Aunt Lindsey, and you are in the morning session of the Fab Lab Digital Daycare, a very special live stream event brought to you in special collaboration with our friends out in Boston, Avocado Lab. This broadcast for the next 2 to 3 weeks is going to offer you anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, hopefully on time, starting now. We've had tons of technical issues, but who isn't having technical issues? 2 to 3 hours of daily live content for you and your kiddos to enjoy together or solo, whichever one makes sense for you. Today's project is going to be super duper special, but before I tell you about the project, I'm going to do 2 things. First, I'm going to thank my very special sponsors. 2 Portland local female-founded businesses. I'm Portland local, I'm a female-founded business, aren't I? Yes. First up is Living Room Realty for giving us a home in this beautiful, beautiful space. Thank you so much for the Fab Lab studio so we can come live to you. And then of course, our awesome media partner, Rain, the Growth Agency. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you so much to Janelle. So, like I said, I'm gonna get started on my next project. And if you did not already get your supplies, I'm gonna tell you what you need while I wash my hands, but I want you to wash your hands too while you get your supplies, or before you get your supplies so we can do it together. So I'm gonna wash in the super special way that we've been doing for the past couple of days. That's gonna be 20 to 30 seconds of super thorough scrubbing with soap. And soap is gonna be a part of today's project. So after you're finished washing your hands, just grab a little bit of your soap, either your dish soap or your bathroom soap, your bathroom hand soap, and then bring it with you. On your way back from the bathroom or the kitchen, I want you to grab some milk, some Q-tips, a bowl or a plate, and then I want you to meet me in your fabulous laboratory. Awesome. So if you've been watching the last couple of days, I'm scrubbing my hands for 20 to 30 seconds. I'm getting the tops and in between the tops of my hands, in between all of my fingers. I'm taking special care to get the tips of my fingertips and my thumb and under my nails to get all of the microbes and other curious things that might be hanging out, lingering on my skin. I'm gonna give my wrists a nice squeeze, and then I'm gonna rinse. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse. Awesome sauce. I love how water feels on my hands. Okay, awesome. Alrighty, kids, and big kids and little kids and all the kids. I'm gonna dry my hands, and like I said, I'm gonna grab my soap, because soap is gonna be a part of today's project. So I have my soap and a few other special things. I don't know if you've seen this video rolling around on the internet the past couple of days, but I've been seeing people demonstrate how soap works with water and pepper. But I haven't heard anybody talk about what is actually happening. And so I'm gonna show you what's happening today. So I'm gonna demonstrate the water and pepper experiment with a little water in my bowl. I'll be right back. Just gonna grab a little bit without spraying myself. And then I'm gonna put my water down. So here's just some plain water. And I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper, like so. My fancy pepper from my kitchen that I use to make things like avocado toast look fancy. So here we have water with a bit of pepper. Now, Crazy Aunt Lindsey, why the heck is there water and pepper in a bowl? Well, if you look at what's happening here, so much of the pepper is floating on top of the water. Now, why do you think that pepper floats on top of water? It floats on top of water because of something called surface tension. Now, there are molecules that make up water, H2O. That's gonna be 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. And those molecules, those atoms, the water molecules are super attracted to one another and they want to stick together, they want to be together. And so they clump together so much that if you ever have looked at water, it sort of has a little bulge on top, but it also helps things that are lighter than its molecule to float on top of it. And that's what's happening here. That's why the pepper is floating on top. Now, if I stick my finger inside of it, nothing really happens, right? Or actually a little something is happening, but that's because I just washed my hands. But mainly, it just kind of stays in place. But I'm gonna demonstrate what happens when I put a little soap on my fingers. Did you see what happened? All of the pepper went to the rim of the bowl. Why do you think that happened? This project that we're about to go into is going to explain exactly what's happening inside of the water. I'm gonna rinse my fingertips and then I'm gonna get started. So gather your bowl, your food coloring, your Q-tip, and your soap, and then we'll get started together in just a second. Awesome, just rinsing the soap off my fingertips. Okay guys, so as mentioned for this project, what you're going to need is milk, cotton swabs, dish soap, food coloring, a dish. I'm gonna be using a baking dish or a casserole dish. This already has my milk in it. I'm gonna get one more bowl. Actually, I'll get a plate. So this is my baking dish with a bowl with milk in it already. And I have two different types of soap. This is dishwashing soap and this is hand soap. If you guys are following along, I would love for your parents to put a comment in the Facebook comment section if you're following along. Okay. So this is hand soap and this is dishwashing detergent. And what I'm going to do is, because I want to see and help you to understand what that magic trick was all about, the pepper floating on top of the water, and then I stuck my finger in it with the soap on my fingertip and all of the pepper just shot to the rim of the bowl. I'm going to explain to you why that happens. But because chemistry has, if you were watching on on Tuesday and you met Dr. Ken, he was telling us about how microbes and bacteria and germs and virus cells are very, 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 very tiny, super teeny tiny, almost invisible to the eye without a microscope. We're going to demonstrate something that's going to help our eyes to see what's happening in what seems to be the invisible places. So here's my cow's milk. I'm going to use cow's milk for this part, and I'm going to use a few different colors of food coloring gel. And I'm going to, if you're following along, let me know if I'm going too fast and I'll go slow. But I'm going to put a few drops of blue food coloring into my milk. Then I'm going to do my possibly favorite color, Fab Lab Pink, into the milk also. And I'm going to do a little north, south, east, west action so that my colors have their own space. Oops. Put a little green. And then my last color is going to be purple. Okay, so the food coloring, let's pretend that it's the pepper. It's not the pepper, but let's pretend. So milk, if you've ever seen the Fab Lab butter episode, which you should totally watch during the lunch break, then you know that milk is made up of 3 parts: water, protein, and fat globules. Now, it just looks, well, milky, super creamy, but that's what's happening on the inside of the milk solution. Milk is a solution of those 3 parts. So here we have our different colors, and remember, our milk is water, but in this case, we're gonna pretend it's the water. And then the food coloring is the pepper. And now I'm gonna grab a cotton swab, which is going to be my finger, and I'm gonna put a little bit of soap on it. I hope you're following along with me. I'm gonna put a little soap in my cotton swab, and then I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna aim at my purple first. Do you see that? Ooh. Ooh! Did you see that? Do you see that? Look at what's happening. Whoa! Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, that one was the hand washing soap. Oh, look at it. Do you see it bubbling everywhere? Just all on its own? Okay, I'm gonna try with my dishwashing soap this time. This is a little experiment, guys. The best thing to use for this is dish soap, like dish sink soap. And what I'm using here is hand soap, which is a little less harsh. And I'm also using dishwash machine liquid soap. So it's a little bit different than, they're two different kinds. Oh my gosh, do you see all the colors just swimming on their own? Whoa. Are you doing this project on your own? I would love to hear about it. Let's see. So now this is an experiment, like I said, and it looks like the molecules in the dishwashing detergent or in the hand soap was a little bit more active. So did you see all those swirls? You see all the swirls that are coming? Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me see what happens when I just put a little drop in directly. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Look at that. Look at this. How beautiful. Oh my gosh. Let's see what happens. It's like a galaxy. You guys know what a galaxy is? If you know what a galaxy is, have your parents put a comment in the section below. This is so super cool. While that's going, I'm going to explain to you what's happening. So as I mentioned before, water has something called surface tension. All liquids have surface tension. And in this case, we're using the food coloring as the pepper. When I put the soap in, soap has two parts. One part of the soap is what's called polar. It loves and attracts the water. The other side is called non-polar, which means it pushes it away, it just wants to reject it, reject it, reject it. Now, the reason why we can see what's happening here is the molecules of the food coloring are acting like the pepper, and they're getting pushed around by the non-polar relationship that the soap is having with the water inside of the milk. And so the fat globules are being pushed all around, and the fat globules have made friends with the food coloring molecules, and they're just swimming all around trying to get out of the way. And so what we're witnessing is a chemical reaction where the polar parts of the polar part of the soap is latching onto and dissolving the water, while the non-polar parts are pushing all the fat globules out of the way. Isn't this so beautiful? Now, as promised, here in the Fab Lab, we don't just let science be science. We have to make it fabulous, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So I also mentioned that I wanted you to grab a few sheets of paper because we're going to take this project to the next level. I'm grabbing some very simple paper, and I'm going to do my best to capture this awesome magic that's happening in my dish. Do you see it swirling and swelling, going in and out? So very carefully, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my white sheet of paper and I'm going to gently lay it on top of the milk. I'm going to see if I can capture the magic. Not quite, a little bit. This is my first try. How does your first try go? I'm gonna do this a couple of more times and see if I can make it happen. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna add more purple. Nope, I want to add more pink, I think. What colors are you guys adding? And you can totally add as many colors as you would like, as often as you would like. And you can even keep adding more soap to watch it swim once it dies down. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Do you guys see this? These swirls are so cool. I think what I'm gonna do is use my Fab Lab scissors to cut my paper in half before I try to dunk it and see if I get a better result. This is an experiment. I would love for you to experiment too with whatever you have on hand. Okay, get my Fab Lab scissors there. All right, let's see what happens next. Okay, a little better than the first try. And I think this time I'm going to go with my thicker paper. I have regular printer paper and then I have like almost like a cardstock. So I'm going to cut my cardstock in half and see if I can capture a beautiful marble. Let's see. And I get questions all the time. That's milk. Doesn't it smell bad when it dries? Nope, it does not smell when it dries at all. Oh, that looks like a watercolor. That looks like a beautiful watercolor. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna put this off to the side and I'm gonna keep experimenting. So, ooh, the soap is still going. The soap is still going. So I'm gonna put this project off to the side. Now, some of us don't drink cow's milk, or some of us live in households that have all kinds of milk. Cashew milk, almond milk, goat milk, all the milks. So I had cow's milk, and next I'm gonna go to almond milk. And if you guys would like to learn a Fab Lab recipe to make your own almond milk, let me know. Put the comment and have your parents put a comment in the Facebook section below. And if so, maybe next week we'll do a very special, very special version of making almond milk together. So this is almond milk, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time. I'm going to hit it with a little food coloring. I think I just want to do purple and pink this time. I'm just going to do 2 colors. Now this is a totally new substance. The first one we used was cow's milk that has a lot of fat in it naturally. You can get skim milk with the fat removed, but we used full fat. You can also use half and half and heavy cream for this and see the differences. Like I said, it's an experiment. And here we have almond milk, and almond milk has less fat. So I'm really interested to see how different the reaction is going to be, because I've never used almond milk for this project. What milk are you using? I'm gonna start with purple and pink in my almond milk. Now, I want to tell you a very special tip. This project leans into one of the steps of the scientific method. Have you ever heard the scientific method before? It's one of my favorite ways to look at the world. The first step, or one of the first steps of the scientific method, is observation. And that's what this project is all about, observing. Okay, so I've got my pink and my purple. And next, I'm going to grab my swab. And I'm going to go back to the hand soap because I really like how quickly it reacts. I really loved witnessing the quick chemical reaction. So I'm gonna go back to this, but this is my dishwashing detergent. Now let's see what happens. Nothing seems to happen just yet. Let's see what happens if I put it directly into milk. Now remember when I said that almond milk has less fat in it? I wonder if that's why this project isn't working the same way. What do you think? And that's okay. We can always we can mix them. Again, this is an experiment. So I'm gonna mix my cow's milk. Actually, I'm gonna just grab more cow's milk. I like that. I wanna see what happens next. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to mix. Oh, wow. While I was gone, do you see this beautiful, almost like tree branch? It almost looks like a tree just came out of nowhere. Okay, I think I'm gonna play with this a little bit more. This is very, very beautiful. Do you see? That's so cool. I've never seen anything like that before. Oh, this is so cool. Let me see what happens if I move it closer. I'm gonna start swirling and see if anything happens. Oh, this is so interesting. It seems to almost clump together. So the soap behaves totally different in almond milk that has much less fat in it than in cow's milk that has a lot more fat in it. That's so interesting. And the almond milk makes these super interesting designs. They almost remind me of placentas. Have you ever heard of a placenta? I have a friend named Dr. Jessica. She's an expert in placentas. She's gonna be on next week, so keep an eye out for her. But remember this. This is so amazing. I think I wanna see what happens when I try to transfer it onto here. Do you think it's gonna go well? Fingers crossed. Let's see here. Oh, this one transferred much better. How cool is that? This is a cool design. Okay, I'm gonna keep playing with this for a little while. I wanna see you play with yours also. So I'm going to I'm gonna add, I think, some green. And I might do a little experiment and add cow's milk still, or half and half, for some adults drink coffee with their half and half. I'm gonna see if there's milk in one. Let's see. This one's not open yet. I'm gonna see if I have an open one. Let's see. Okay, I do have an open one. So I'm gonna do a little experiment. I'm gonna mix two different milks. This is cow's milk. And I'm gonna see if it activates the chemical reaction. So it's interesting. Almond milk seems to make the best design, but not the best chemical reaction. That's okay. I've just added cow's milk to it. I'm gonna see if I can get it to go. The chemical reaction's not as cool, but the design is super cool. I'm gonna try and capture this one. I'm gonna try and capture this design because I really like it. And I'm gonna use my thinner paper. I used my thicker paper before. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Oh, this is so cool. This is cool. I'm gonna move this really cool design to see if anything happens or just be cool decoration. I'm gonna bring this back and I'm gonna add heavy cream, which has more fat than regular milk, to my already colored. Do you see that? I mean, that alone is magical. That is so cool. Look at this galaxy. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that is so beautiful. Okay, let's see if I can capture it. I'm gonna try my thin paper again. This is just regular printer paper. If you have regular printer paper at home, or even just notebook paper, this is so cool. It reminds me of a screensaver I had on my computer. Now I know how they did it. Let me see if I can capture it. Oh, this is so beautiful. I could stare at this all day. Let's try. Let's try. Still looks a little bit like watercolor. Okay. I'm gonna add some. That is so pretty. There we go. Are you guys doing the project along with me? I would love to see what colors you ended up making and how your milk galaxy is coming up. This is such a simple, super inexpensive project, and I could literally stand here and do this for hours. I'm gonna try and put a blue dot right on top of a soap bay. Let's see what happens if I add a few drops of milk. Add more fat globules. Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. Even though I might not like this is so cool. I want you to be happier. Then only for a minute, I want to change my mind. This just don't feel right to me. I'm going to use the same swab and see how my, oh, this is cool. This is my almond milk design. Now look at how different they are. So this is cow's milk. It's me writing upside down. Hopefully you can still see this. And this is almond. But I can't move my feet. The more that I know you, the more I want to. Sorry. Almond. Now, look at how different these two came together. We did the same experiment, the same process. The dishes are different sized, but can you remember what's different between cow's milk and almond milk? What's there more of inside of cow's milk versus almond milk? Fat! And the fat is encased in something called a globule. Globules remind me of like balloons full of the liquid molecule. And the membrane that surrounds the liquid of the molecule is called just that. It's a membrane. That's what makes a globule. So there's more fat here than there is here. If you guys are using skim milk, I would love to see how your project worked out, because skim milk is supposed to have much less fat in it through, well, skimming. So I'd love to see how your project turned out as opposed to this one. This is so beautiful. I'm gonna make a few more of these, and then I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to meet you in active hour with Mr. Marceau. So join me in finishing cleaning this up, washing our hands, and then get ready for a workout.
Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands to the beat. Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands with me. First, put the water on hot. Put some soap on your hands. Gotta wash your hands a whole lot. Keep clean hands is the plan. Now rinse them. Give them a shake. Dry your hands. I said dry your hands. Wash your hands and don't touch your face.
Hey everybody, it's Crazy Aunt Lindsey, and you are officially in the activity hour here in the digital daycare. I'm here with my very good friend, DJ Passport, and he's going to take us through some very exciting exercises. What are we doing today?
We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna move our bodies. We're gonna set some intentions. We're gonna do some stretching. We're gonna have fun. Now, what's always important to remember right now,
social distancing.
Giving each other
good.
space.
Yep, lots of space, so I
So
can't touch
even if you're with your brother and your sister, give them a little space, because we're gonna move our bodies. Now, things that we need to get started out with, we have a towel to wipe yourself off if you get a little sweaty, and also water. We should be drinking a lot of water every day.
Go grab a water, yes.
Go grab a water if you need some water. So now, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna sit down for 1 second before we start moving our bodies.
Sit down?
We're gonna sit down for 1 second.
Come on,
Lindsey. All right, let's sit down for 1 second. And I want you to think of a word or a thing or a person that makes you really happy. So close your eyes for a second. Think of a word, a person, a thing that makes you really happy. It could be your dog, it could be your mom. I want you to think about them and then dedicate this workout to them. Aunt Lindsey, have you picked yours?
I sure have.
Okay, I've picked mine. Hope you all picked yours. Okay, let's get started moving our bodies. Come on back, come back up. All right. Let's start out, let's stretch a little bit. Let's just before we move our bodies out. Okay, so let's spread our feet. All right, bring our arms up. And we're gonna bend our knees and bring our arms down and come back up. And go back down and come back up. 2 more times. Go back down and come back up. Go back down and come back up. Now, can you guys touch your toes? Let's try touching our toes. Ready? Touch your toes, touch your knees. Touch your toes, touch your knees. Touch your toes, touch your knees. Now bring your feet back out wide and just touch the ground. Feel that stretching in your legs? We're gonna use our legs, aren't we? Yeah. I feel pretty good. All right. Now, let's bend our legs a little bit. We're gonna come down just like that, like in a runner's lunge, right? Bend a little bit. That feels pretty good. Now let's switch feet. Feel good? Hope it feels good. All right. I think I'm ready to start moving. Are you ready to start moving? Okay. You guys ready to start dancing? Okay. So I'll say our first dance is gonna be pretty easy to learn. Ready? Okay. So on to Lindsey, we're gonna go to the right and then to the left. We're gonna add on, okay? Right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, we're gonna add on to it. So we're gonna go right, left, front, back, right, left, front, back, right, left, front, back. One more time. Right, left, front, back. Now we're gonna add something cool to it, right? So I'm gonna show it to you and then you're gonna do it too, right? So I'll show it to you. Ready? Everybody, 1, 2, 3, watch. Right, left, front, back, step, around. That's a little something, okay? So right, left, front, back, step, around. You gonna try it with me?
Yeah.
Here we go. Right, left, front, back, step, around. Here we go. One more time. Here we go. Right, left, front, back, step, around. And we're back in the spot. One more time. Right, left, front, back, step, around. Ready? Let's add our arms. Now, right, left, front, back, step, around. There we go. We keep our arms in two. Ready? Right, left, front, back, step. You're doing great. Okay. Now we're ready? Now we're gonna move our hips a little bit. There we go. Right? All right, moving. Now, let's add our arms. Just shake your hips. Now, turn around, turn to the side. There we go. Now turn around. And turn around. One more time. There we go. Oh, Lindsey, you're such a good dancer.
I've never heard that in my life.
That was okay. That was our first song. Okay, we ready for more?
Ready. You guys ready?
Yes. Okay. So now the next one, we're gonna like rev it up a little bit more with our bodies. Ready? Okay. So now let's start marching in place. Move his arms. There we go.
Are you guys doing it with
Are you doing it with us? Are you having fun? Okay. All right, now we're gonna add a little more. Step forward, step back. Step forward, step back. Step forward, step back. Step forward. Now lead with the other leg. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. All right. Now let's just hop a little.
I'm really good at hopping.
Are you guys good at hopping?
I want to see your hop.
How high can you hop? Woo! All right. Okay, ready? Now plant your feet and squat. Right, left, left. Pause. Again. Right, left. Pause. Okay. Ready for some more? Ready to add on?
I'm ready.
Okay. So now, do something a little more fun.
Okay.
We're gonna get low. All right. Okay, there we go.
I got it.
All right. Now, we're gonna do our feet from side to side. Right, left, right, left. Okay, now, gonna face me. We're gonna do our social distancing dance.
Oh.
This is the social distancing dance. We gotta give each other space. Give me space. Sometimes you gotta tell people to give you a little space.
This is every once in a while.
You need your own little bubbles. Ready? Okay, ready? Down. Right, left, pause. Right, left, pause. Right, left, pause. Right, left, pause. Okay, now I'm gonna teach you like a dance from when I was a kid.
Okay.
That's when Lindsey was a kid too. We were kids at the same time.
Same time. We're all kids.
Okay, so the dance we're gonna learn is called the running dance. And Lindsey knows, wait for it. 3, 2, 1, go. You're gonna run into place. Hey! Can you do it in a circle? Whoa! My heartbeat is going. Keep going. Other way in a circle. Hey! All right. Come on, let's keep our energy up. All right. This is a good time to wipe yourself off.
Great time to get a little water.
Have a sip of water. Who likes Lizzo? Do you like Lizzo? I love Lizzo. This is a Lizzo song. All right. Okay. You ready? Now, let's do some work, some movement on the ground. Ready? So we're gonna come down on our hands and knees, right? So now let's just try, we're gonna lift one leg at a time, right on the beat. Wait for it. Sound good?
Yeah, that's good.
3, you're gonna start with your left leg.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Left leg up. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Show it. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Okay. Now we're gonna add on. So we add our arms in. We got our arms in. So you're gonna do your left leg and your right arm. Let's do it together. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Okay, show it one more time. Let's show it one more time. There we go. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Okay. Next up, we're going to come to our feet right here, right down in a squatted position, right? How are you feeling? You guys feeling good?
I'm feeling so
Okay.
good right now.
We're gonna come up really slowly, right? Our legs are gonna burn a little bit, but okay. Here we go. Come up a little bit. Right there. A little more. Stay out, Lindsey, a little more.
Are you doing
Now come up. Are you doing it too? A little more. Okay, so come up, all the way up, all the way up. But I think we're gonna go back down. Really slow, ready? All right, okay, come on, you guys ready? Here we go. Just go down 1/8. Down 2/8. Down 3/8. Now halfway. You should be sitting down like in a chair. Now if you need to come up on your toes a little bit, there we go. 3, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8.
I'm already down.
We're all the way down. Okay, now let's take a plank together. Let's take a plank together. Oh, man, I'm sweating. Are you sweating?
I'm super sweaty.
I'm sweating. Let's take a down dog. Just pedal your feet out. Now we're gonna do something really fun. We're gonna hop our feet in. Hop in. All right. Then hop back out. Again. Hop in. Hop out. Hop in. Hop out. Keep going. Hop in. And then hop out. Hop in. Hop out. Hop in. Hop out. Hop in. Hop out. Okay. Now, walk your hands back to your feet. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching. All right. Hands back to your feet. Touch your knees. Touch your toes. Touch your knees. Touch your toes. How are you guys feeling? Are you feeling good?
Woo, if you're not tired,
sweating.
we're coming.
We're working here too. All right, so
Look at that.
she's like, even crazy on Lindsey sweats. I sweat all the time. I'm a sweater. If you're a sweater, that's great. If you're not a sweater, that's great too, but I sweat.
If you're not sweating, you're doing it wrong.
You should be working hard. Let's towel up. All right. So now we're gonna like get into like a little more like salsa movement. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
All right, okay, so now we're gonna learn a little salsa movement, ready? So we're gonna go back, forward, right, forward, back, forward, a little faster. There we go. Where's your hand? Oh, and you can put a little shoulder in it. All right, this is fun, okay?
A lot of fun. Are you guys having fun?
Okay, now we're gonna do like a little little body movement. There we go. In a circle, in a circle, in a circle. Be stretching your chest and your back. Should feel pretty good. Now, do you remember what we taught you, that little move that we taught you?
Which one?
That little like, the two?
Yes.
So when the chorus comes back around, we're gonna do it. But this time, we're gonna do it like we're performing for a huge crowd. Like we're gonna put on a show.
For
all of you. And you put on a show for us. We can't wait to see it.
If you put on a show for us, make sure you use hashtag digital daycare workout.
Okay, right, back, back, back. Jazz it up. Back, 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 back. Now you know what this makes me want to do? This makes me want to do some like lunges. Are we doing some lunges?
I don't want to do lunges.
It's time for lunges. Ready? Okay, so now we're all in one place. We're gonna lunge back, one leg at a time. We're just gonna focus on our left leg. Ready? Okay. So let's go back. Back, forward. Back, forward. Back, forward. Back, forward. Switch legs. Back, forward. Back, forward. Back, forward. Back, forward. Now we're gonna do some small squats and then wide squats.
Okay.
All right, that's what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Are you feeling good, Crazy Aunt Lindsey?
I'm tired.
She's tired, but it's good to get tired sometimes, okay? So ready? So we're gonna go out, in, out, in. Make sure you're squatting. Out, and in. 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 Now let's just walk in place for a second. Your legs might be burning a little bit. You're a little tingly. That means your legs are working.
If your parents and adults out there are working with us,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
You're welcome. So we're all getting tingly together. Okay, I feel like I want to stretch my upper body now.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna reach on the other side to the right. So we're gonna go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Then we're double up. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left. Put your hips in it. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Okay. Okay, this is a really fun song. I really like Selena Gomez. Do you like Selena
I
Gomez?
love
Oh my god, her songs are so good.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
Do you guys like Selena Gomez?
do you guys like Selena
What's
Gomez?
your favorite Selena Gomez song? I want to hear about
Tell
it.
us what your favorite song is. I love Come and Get It, but I also love this song. I love a lot of her songs, okay? So if you like her, jump. Okay. You jumping? Having a good time jumping? I'm gonna jump from side to side. We're gonna start on the right. Ready? Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. We're jumping rope. Left,
Whoa!
right, left, right, left. Can we do a little faster? Like double time. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now right, left, 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 right, left. Okay. Now, next up, we don't want to lose our momentum, our heartbeats up.
Right?
Do you guys like doing jumping jacks? I like doing jumping jacks.
I don't know if I can do another jumping anything.
All right, we're only gonna do 5 jumping jacks.
Okay, deal.
Right? You'll do 5?
If you can
Okay,
do
ready?
5,
Five.
if you can beat Crazy Aunt Lindsey, I want to hear about it.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. That was good. Nope. We just remember social distancing.
He got me with that one.
All right, so now we're gonna bring our knees up, right? So, right, left, right, left, right, left. You wanna do something really fun? Okay, so we're gonna go kick, then kick out, kick, then kick out, kick, kick out, kick, kick out. Other leg, kick, kick out, kick, kick out, kick, kick out, kick, kick out. All right, let's shake it all out. Shake it all out. Shake it all out. Ooh. Ooh. Ready for the next dance move? All right, next dance move is also from when I was a kid. And this dance move is called the Cabbage Patch. Do you know the Cabbage Patch?
I think that was in this one.
Yeah, so we're gonna do the Cabbage Patch, all right? So 1, you gotta roll your arms around in a circle like this and go, 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 go. Put your body through it, go, 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 wait, other way, go, 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 hey, go, 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 go. All right, that was a fun one. That was a fun one. That was good, right?
My arms are
Okay,
good.
now arms are good. Arms are good. I'm gonna do one more with our arms. One more with our arms.
Okay.
This one's called a WAP. Do you know a WAP?
I don't remember how to
It
do
goes
it yet.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Harder. 2. There we go. There's the Lindsey. I know. Right? Okay. So now, the next song that we're gonna do is gonna be our last movement song. Then we're gonna start stretching and meditating.
Cool.
And do you remember the thing I told you to think about that you set your intention for? Do you remember what that is?
Yeah.
Does it make you smile when you think about it?
It does. Gives me more energy,
Okay.
actually.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next song is by somebody named Nate, and I love her music too. It's like a fun song.
Okay, cool.
She's all the way from Sweden. Do you know where Sweden is?
Of course I know. If anyone out there is hanging out in Sweden, let us know.
Hey, let us know if you're in
Digital
Sweden.
Daycare workout.
If you've been to Sweden, you can tell us. If you know where Sweden is, tell us where Sweden is. Is Sweden in South America? Is Sweden, well, you can't give it away. They gotta tell you. They gotta answer back on your page. Like, is Sweden in the US? Is it a state? I don't think so.
Have your
All right.
friends send me a tweet or an email. I want to know.
All right, we're gonna do some body pumps.
Yeah.
All right, to the right. And we're gonna turn the back next to the back. And now we're gonna turn to the left.
Left and right.
Yeah, turn to the right. You're right. You're right. Now we're back. Okay. Now, next move we're gonna do is like a foot crossover. So it's gonna be a right and a left. And you can do this as hard or as deep as you want to. Like, you can be up here, or you can go like lower. Hope you guys are having a good time. We're having so much fun here in the Fab Lab living room.
Yes, I'm having a
Just
great time.
dancing.
Moving your bodies.
I think it's time for a body pump again.
I think so too.
Here we go. In a circle. Back. Hey! Now put your arms in it. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. To the front. Out, in, out, in. We got this.
We don't know.
We're having fun.
What are you doing? Are we doing it right?
Oh, doing it right? Okay. Now,
Mistakes are important, okay, in the Fab Lab.
We all make
It's not
mistakes.
It's just fun. Experiment.
okay. Now, spread your feet. Touch one toe, touch the neck. And the neck. And the neck. And the neck. Now hold on your left and put your right arm up. Stretch a little bit. Twist a little bit.
So good.
Yeah, now let's do the other foot. Ready?
Yeah.
Do the other one. Feels really good to stretch. Feels really good. Are you guys feeling really good having a stretch? Okay, now bring your feet together. All right. Lift your toes again. Now, we're gonna step up to the front, to our mat, top of our mat. Touch your knees. Touch your toes. Now bend your knees just a little bit. Now bring your hands over your head. Now we're in a mountain pose. How tall are you? I'm really tall. I'm like as tall as a building. Now bring your hands down to heart center. You can close your eyes. And I want you to remember what your intention was. Who you wanted to dedicate this to. I want you to just think about that for a second. Take a deep breath. Softly exhale. Now take a deep breath and bring your arms up in a big circle. Bring your arms back down, breathe out to your heart center. We're gonna do that 2 more times. With a big circle, breathe in. And breathe out, back to your heart center. 1 more time. Big circle. Breathe in, breathe out. So now we're gonna work on yoga, okay? So, we're gonna bring our arms up, and now we're gonna hinge from our waist with our back straight and bend over. So we're gonna put our arms up, we're gonna bring them out wide, right? And then we're gonna bend over. Great, now touch your toes. Breathe in, touch your knees. Touch your toes, breathe out. Now place your hands down and step your feet back. So now we're in a plank. Now, you can do this up on your toes, or you can be down on your knees. Both are really effective. So now we're gonna come down halfway. All the way down, all the way down. All right? Now just lift your shoulders, stretch your back a little bit. That feels good. Back down, let's down. And come up 1 more time with just your shoulders. Down. Then you're going to push back into a child's pose.
So then inner child and all the way.
We all go into child's pose. Take a deep breath. And breathe out. Now we're going to come back onto our knees. And we're going to do some cat-cow.
Ooh, I love cat-cow.
Lindsey loves cat-cow. Lindsey has a cat. Like.
And cat. No
Okay.
cows though.
All right, so first we're going to do our cow, and we're going to breathe in.
I'll demonstrate.
Show us your best cow. I'm doing it. All right, so you're gonna arch your back, and you're gonna lift your head. Nope, you're gonna go the other way. You're doing your cow. There we go. There we go. Now you're gonna go into your cat, and you're gonna arch your back up high like a cat that's scared. Now arch your back. Breathe in, and breathe out to your cat. Breathe in again, arch your back. And 1 more time, do your cat. Real high. Now from here, we're gonna step our toes back and go into a down dog. You know how to do a down dog? Lindsey, show them how to do a down dog. There we go. Step back just like Aunt Lindsey. Now, if you're in your down dog, you can pedal your feet. Let's pedal our feet. Pedal your feet. That feels pretty good, yeah? Okay. So now next up, we're gonna lift our right leg up. And we're gonna step our right leg through. Right now. So right now we're like in a runner's lunge. So what Aunt Lindsey's gonna do is she's gonna put her left hand down flat, and she's gonna turn to the right. Reach up. Oh, that feels really good. How do you feel, Aunt Lindsey?
I love this pose.
This is a good pose, yeah? All right, now we're gonna come back down. Then we're gonna step our foot back. Then we're gonna lift our left leg. Same thing. There we go. Step it through. Now Lindsey's gonna put her right hand down flat next to her foot. She's gonna turn to the left. Hope you all are breathing. Breathing's important. And if anything hurts, don't do it. All right, now Lindsey, come back down. And we're gonna step that foot back to another down dog. Let's pedal our feet again. All right. Next, we're gonna do a round of warrior. Does that sound good, Aunt Lindsey?
Yeah, this sounds great.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, just like we just did, we're gonna lift our right foot. I'll show you. Lift our right foot high. We're gonna step it through.
Right foot.
Right foot.
Right foot high.
Or actually, there we go. So like, just like that. And we're gonna come up like this. Nice job, Lindsey. All right, now Lindsey, see how long Lindsey is? We're gonna fix it just a little bit. There we go. All right. So that's good. So we're gonna hold that. Now we're gonna do reverse warrior, where we lean up. And now we're gonna do side angles, where we lean down. This. There we go. All right, come back to warrior 2. Now we're gonna do as a combination. We're gonna do reverse warrior, then we're gonna come back down to our hands. So we're gonna go reverse, and then cartwheel our arms down to our feet, and step our foot back. Take a second, catch your breath, stretch, you can pedal your feet if that feels good. If you need a second to have some water, this is a good time to have some water while we're in down dog. We're ready to do the same thing on the other side. So lift your left leg up high. Step it through. Then you're going to turn your right foot to support you. And we're going to come up. Just like that. Let's just hold it for a second. Oh, Lindsey, you're doing great. You're so quiet. Have you ever seen Mom Lindsey this quiet? She's focusing.
It's rare.
All right, we're going to do our reverse warrior. Now come back to warrior 2. And we're going to do an extended side angle. So lean down. If you want, you can look up at your right hand, or you can look down. You can look wherever you feel comfortable, but also keep your balance. All right, we're going to come back to warrior 2. Remember that combination we did? We did reverse warrior, and then cartwheel your arms down, and step your foot back. All right. Let's stretch out just a little bit more. Next, we're going to work on our balance. Back your balance as well. So, walk your feet up to your hands. Remember, now touch your toes, touch your knees, with a flat back, touch your knees, touch your toes, bend your knees, and all the way up. Bring them up to mountain pose. There we go. Sound good? All right. So our first balance that we're going to work on is chair pose.
Chair pose.
We're going to go into chair pose. We did a little chair pose when we were dancing earlier, right?
Yeah.
So our hands are up, and we're going to swing them around and bend down like you're sitting in a chair. Put your feet together, or your feet wide if your balance is a little shaky.
We'll see.
You bring your feet together, and then come down into chair pose. The thing about chair pose is you just have to hold it. You just gotta hold it. Try to sit down a little bit lower. There we go. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. And then dive over and bend down. Now, touch your knees. Touch your toes. Now bend your knees a little bit. Stand up, back up to mountain. We're gonna do that one more time. All right. You guys ready to do chair pose? I want to see your best chair pose yet.
Are you guys sweating?
Are you sweating? I'm having a workout. Okay.
Same.
So, now we're gonna go back down to chair pose. Ready? So we're gonna bring our arms around in a big circle. Then we're gonna point them forward. Chair. Oh, you guys are having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Lindsey, I think you can sit a little lower than that. There we go. See?
Can you go lower too?
Can you go lower? You don't want to fall over, but you can go a little lower. Bring your hands to heart center. Bend over. Touch your toes. Touch your knees. Touch your toes. Now bend your knees a little bit. Stand back up to mountain. Now we're gonna do a tree.
A tree pose?
We're gonna do a tree pose.
Okay, let me see.
So now there's a few ways to do a tree pose. I'm gonna show Lindsey while we're distancing. Okay. So now to do a tree pose, you can just put your foot like a kickstand right there. Right? Just there. Or so maybe let's bring our hands to heart center.
Should I go the same way as you?
Yeah. Let's bring our hands to heart center, right foot. Or if your balance is really good, you can bring it up to the calf. Now you never want to bring it on your knee. See right there, that's not a good spot.
Why can't you bring it to your knee?
Because you can hurt your knee joint by putting pressure on it. So you don't want to do that. Even if you feel like you can, you shouldn't do it. Your foot should either be below or above. Now, if you can get your hand all the way above, that's great. But I think for right now, look at our Lindsey.
I used to be able to do it.
I used to be able to do it too. I can do it sometimes, but I'm gonna do.
Can you get your leg into your inner thigh?
If you can bring your leg all the way up, then you need to send us a picture of it, because we need to see it. All right. So remember that thing that made you happy, that you thought about, your intention for this exercise. I want you to think about it and try closing your eyes for 2 seconds. Lindsey, you gonna try with me?
I'm already closed.
Well, she's already closed. I'm closed too. Thinking about mine. Okay, open your eyes back up. Were you able to stay up? Did you fall over?
No.
I did pretty good. Did you guys do pretty good? Let's try it one more time. Close your eyes for 2 seconds. 1, 2. All right, let's bring that leg down. That was good.
We can do it.
That was pretty, Lindsey, you're pretty cool. For a crazy aunt, you're pretty cool. All right, now let's do the same thing with our left side. So, remember our options. You can just do a kickstand with your foot right up there. And your hands are at heart center. Or you can bring your foot up to your calf, like Lindsey's doing. Or you can bring your foot up really high, but never on your knee joint. You can have it up against your thigh. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Now, if you already know how to do this, and some of you may already know yoga, you can exalt your arms. Do you know how to do that on Lindsey? Let's see. So by exalting your arms, you can bring them up like tree branches. Can you imagine yourself being a big tree? What kind of tree would you be? I want to be like a cedar. I want to be a cedar.
Ooh, I love cedar wood oil.
I want to be a cedar. What kind of tree would you be on, Lindsey?
I would be like one of those pretty, weeping, willows.
All right, she's a weeping willow, but we need you back in your tree.
You messed me up. I was doing so good.
We need you back. We just need you back. All right, so now remember what we did before when we closed.
This is fun yoga.
We closed our eyes for 2 seconds.
Okay.
So we're gonna get back into our focus, right? Look at me, I'm still holding it together, barely. If you fall out of it, it's a normal part of this. We all fall out of it. Let's close our eyes for 2 seconds and think of the thing that makes us so happy.
The Fab Lab is all about trying, not perfection.
There we go. Yeah, losing my balance. All right. Now, let's bring our feet down. So, how was it good? Was your balance pretty good? Hope your balance is pretty good. Hope you had fun doing it. So now we're gonna start to wind ourselves down a bit. So let's go back down to the ground. So how we're gonna do that?
Can we take a second to get the wigglies out a little bit first?
Do you need to get the wigglies out?
I need to get my wigglies out. Do you guys need to get some wigglies out?
All right. So to get the wigglies out,
Yes.
you have to close your eyes and you have to wiggle like no one in the universe can see you.
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes and wiggle. All right.
Are your wigglies out?
Are your wigglies out? Okay, so now let's bring our hands back up like a mountain. And we're gonna bring them out to the sides and hinge from the waist, bend down, touch your toes. Touch your knees, touch your toes. Now plant your hands, step your feet back. So now you're gonna come down to your knees. And we're gonna lay on our backs for a second.
Are we gonna get on our backs now?
We're gonna get on our backs.
Okay, cool.
We'll wind down.
You guys ready to lay down?
You can swing your legs around. And we're gonna be sitting right on our bums. we're gonna do a round of bridge, and then we're gonna take a rest.
A bridge pose?
We're gonna do a bridge pose. You wanna see what a bridge pose looks like?
Yeah, I want to see a bridge
I'm
pose.
gonna show you a bridge pose.
Okay.
So, you got your feet about as wide as your hips, right? And we're gonna lay down. Just like this. And to do a bridge, make sure your fingers can touch the bottoms of your heels. So bring your heels in nice and close. And to do a bridge, you're just gonna lift your hips up. Just lift your hips and hold it. Now lower down. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Lift your hips. And lower down. Last one. Lift your hips. Now lower down. So now you're gonna take your right foot and bring it over your left knee. And we're gonna thread the needle through our legs like that, just to stretch. You're gonna grab your leg. Yep, grab your left leg right around your shin. Just stretch. How does that feel, Lindsay?
It feels good.
Yeah.
I can feel my hip opening.
Yeah, it's a really good hip stretch. Bring your left foot down. Bring your right leg back down. Now bring your left foot over your right leg the same way you just did, and you're gonna thread your arms through your leg and around your right shin. Then bring your right shin up. To get a nice stretch in the left hip. All right, now let's bring our leg back down. Now, this is our second to last pose of yoga, is a freestyle. You can pick any pose you like. You can do it, and then we're gonna go into Savasana. So, my pose that I'm gonna pick is this one.
That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Yep, that's the one I want.
What is this called?
Ooh, it's like a butterfly. I think. Don't quote me, but. So you can put one hand on your tummy and one hand on your heart. If you're doing this pose with us. If you're doing another pose, that's great too. Now, before we go into our final rest, we're going to bring our legs long and our arms long, and we're going to take a big stretch, like just squeeze everything. So just take a big stretch in every direction.
Stretch your face, aka smile.
Squeeze, and let go and rest. Whew. Remember that thing I told you to think about that made you happy? Now's the time. just like this. And we're gonna sit up from there, cross-legged. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched this, for tuning into the Fab Lab, for loving crazy Aunt Lindsey. We're hoping that you had a great time with us. And usually when we close yoga, you know what we say? We say namaste.
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 Guys, thank you so much for joining me during Activity Hour right here in the Digital Daycare from the Fab Lab. Stay tuned because we're going to have lunch next.
Quarantini, why you such a meanie? Know you want me to grow up, why you keep me isolated? I wear the beanie, not meant to be teeny. I got plans for the week, when you gonna set me free? I know you want this for my life, We got TP on the inside quick playing me, coming out. Quit playing me, coming 19. It's the light of day that shows me how. And when the night falls, loneliness comes. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody.
Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands to the beat. Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands with me. First, put the water on hot. Put some soap on your hands. Gotta wash your hands a whole lot. Keep clean hands is the plan. Now rinse them. Give them a shake. Dry your hands. I said dry your hands. Wash your hands and don't touch your face.
Well, hello. What a workout. I just got finished washing my hands and I am back in the Fab Lab kitchen and I'm so stoked because it is lunchtime. Anytime I work out with Mr. Marceau, I work up a sweat and an appetite. So I'm gonna make my lunch and I would love for you guys to get started making your lunch too. If your parents are nearby, have them drop a comment in the Facebook post below, in the Facebook comment section, and let me know what you're having for lunch. Today, in the Fab Lab, I'm going to combine two of my favorite things. I'm going to make pesto avocado toast. So if you remember from Tuesday, we made a hummus pesto sandwich, and I told you there that basil is one of my favorite herbs in the whole world. What is your favorite herb? So I'm going to use a little bit of my leftover pesto and an avocado that I got at the store that was just so beautifully and perfectly ripe, I could not resist it. I think if you pop into your grocery store, if you're here on the West Coast, it is the perfect time, the perfect time to get avocados. There are plenty of them and they are perfectly I heard that we went out. We've been having some serious technical difficulties the past week or so that we've been doing this live stream, but I think everyone is dealing with some technical difficulties, so thank you so much for your patience. I'm back to finish up the Fab Lab LUNCHBOX, and we had already put our toast in the oven, and it came out so beautifully. I mean, it's beautifully toasted. I'm really excited. It's ready for some avocado. Here's the avocado that we cut up, and again, we are saving the side with the pit still in it to help slow down the oxidation process. We mashed up some avocado. Next, I was just about to, already washed it. I was just about to wash it, and I think that's when we got cut off. So I'm gonna cut my tomato. And again, practicing good kitchen skills. You don't wanna cut like this. You for sure wanna tuck your fingers in and cut so that if the blade gets to your hands, it's not slicing the fingers, it's just sort of bumping up against it. So I'm going to slice this beautiful tomato. Look at that beautiful tomato. I'm gonna go a little thicker so you can see how lovely it is. Oh, goodness me. I am so stoked for lunch today. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave this blade away from you at all times. So I'm gonna set this aside a little bit. And now I'm going to add, I'm gonna get a butter knife. The first thing I'm going to do is use my pesto as a base layer. I don't have to, and I'm actually gonna do it 2 ways. I'm gonna try and make the pesto a base layer first, put it directly on my bread, and then I'm gonna spread it around. That looks delicious. Pesto is my favorite. If you have never had pesto before and maybe you have an allergy to tree nuts, this particular store-bought recipe may not be the best for you, but there are pesto recipes that don't have any tree nuts in it. This one does. Pine nuts are soft and sweet. They can be hard to find, but it's usually a key ingredient in store-bought or classic pesto recipes. Okay, so there we go. And because I've pre-mashed, and I'm gonna do my avocado sandwich 2 ways, just because, you know, lunch can be an experiment too. I'm gonna put my pre-mashed avocado onto the pesto. Awesome. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just gonna use my fork to spread my avocado around on my avocado toast. And if you remember, so that's one way you can do it. And then I'm going to dress it up. I'm going to dress this up with some tomato and build like a little open-faced sandwich. And remember, my pesto's a little salty. I've already tasted my pesto. I know what it tastes like, and I know it's the perfect saltiness. So then I'm going to just hit it with a little pepper to make it look extra fancy. So pretty. And now with this toast, I'm going to do a little experiment and see what happens when I put my avocado directly onto the toast. Directly onto the toast. It's so well ripened that all I have to do is pull it off the skin. I don't even have to scoop it. Just gonna use my hands. I'm not afraid to touch my food. Are you afraid to touch your food? Okay. And now I'm gonna see what happens if I mash it directly on. Oh, that's perfect. I don't even need to dirty other dishes. I can just, that's so good. I might want to add a little extra avocado, so I'm gonna dig into that other avocado. Actually, let's see. There seems to be, this could just be the right amount right here. Oh, this is gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna bother with the other half of my avocado. This looks so yummy. So spread it around. And then I'm going to just maybe like mix it up a little bit. Just sort of add the pesto on top this time. I'm super, super stoked to be eating this sandwich. I love avocados. I love pesto. You will probably see pesto tons and tons and tons in the Fab Lab lunchbox. And then I'm going to use these beautiful slices of tomato. I'm going to slice one more piece of tomato, I think. Perfect. And then hit this one with a little bit of pepper. So this is my base of my lunch. I'm gonna have an open-faced avocado toast. But as you know, here in Fab Lab, meals are not finished until you have a little bit of something sweet. So I have something special. I have an apple and 2 energy balls left from yesterday's lunch hour. I made 7 of them, if you remember, and they got gobbled right up. So I'm gonna put my leftover energy balls to the side, and then what I'm going to do next is clear a little bit of space. I'm gonna rinse my knife. Take some of this juice off so I don't mix up my tomato juice and my apple juice. Don't need that big of a space. And I already washed my apple, so I'm gonna do awesome. Oh, I forgot to take the sticker off right before I washed it. I'm just gonna slice my apple, practicing good kitchen skills, keeping your fingers tucked. Again, parental supervision, anytime you're using sharp knives or any knives in the kitchen, blade pointing away from you. And I'm gonna bring my plate back over and I'm just going to arrange, oh, how cute is that, like a little smiley face. I'm going to arrange a little fan of apple slices. And you know me in the Fab Lab. What's coming next? If you said cinnamon, you were correct. I have a little bit of cinnamon, which is tree bark. I'm just gonna dust the cinnamon. I've got a couple of spots I want to share. Awesome. Put a little bit on top of my balls also. Awesome. So here we have Fab Lab energy balls and just some cinnamon apples with this beautiful avocado, pesto, and tomato. This is going to be the Fab Lab lunch today. I can't wait to hear what you're going to have for lunch. We're going to take a very quick break, as always, for our lunch, and I will see you back at 2 with an amazing afternoon session. I can't wait to see you there. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Crazy Aunt Lindsey, and you are in the afternoon session of the Digital Daycare. I am so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Next up is community class. Now, today's community class is, well, community class is always special, but today's is extra special. If you were with us Tuesday and Wednesday, yesterday, then you know that community class is when we have people from the community coming in to teach us things that they are so awesome at. We had Mr. Marceau, who taught us ASL, American Sign Language on Tuesday. Yesterday, we had Miss Maria come in to teach us some Spanish. And today, we're going to learn from a very special friend of mine. Her name is Sora, and she is a performance artist and calligrapher. We're gonna go to a super quick video that will show you a little bit about what she does, and then we'll have something extra special after that. So stay tuned. Next up, the video from Sora, Forest Fest. What a beautiful video. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, I don't know if you caught all that black ink that she was working with and those giant brushes that she was using to make some of her calligraphy in the forest with her friends who were dancing and using musical instruments. Sora has made a special video just for you and just for me, where she's going to show us her entire at-home calligraphy kit, and then her two kids, Marin and Liam, are going to show us how to make ink with things that we already have in our home and in our yard. Yes, I said in our yard. So stay tuned for Sora, Marin, and Liam, who are going to show us how to make beautiful calligraphy things, calligraphy art with things we have at home.
Hi, I am Sora. I'm a performance artist and I perform with the musicians, dancers, and performers all over the world. And this is the life I created with musicians last year, 2019, and I used golden ink and on the washi paper. But I usually use these black sunny ink and I do write on the wood or papers. And today I'd like to share with you what I do and using materials from your yard. Let's enjoy this journey together.
My name is Marin.
My name is Sora.
I'm Liam.
And we are so excited to bring Shoto into Fab Lab.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, so excited.
So Liam's gonna explain to us what Shoto is.
Okay, so shoto is a form of Japanese calligraphy, and sho means writing and do means path. So it's like the path of writing, essentially.
So Sora is gonna demonstrate the materials we usually use for Shoto. So this is the Shoto kit. And inside we have a ink stick to make ink.
Wow. And then we have the ink stone that we also use with the ink stick to make ink.
And then we have the brush holder, which has the brush in it.
Wow. And then we have this thing that we put under the paper when we write.
And we have something called a bunching, which holds the paper so it doesn't move.
And then that is the ink. A lot of stuff in there.
And we need paper, so we have some paper. So Sora's gonna demonstrate to us what we usually do in Shoto. So she's gonna take a piece of paper and put the bunching so that the paper is nice and straight, and the bunchi will hold the paper so it doesn't move while she's writing. And now she's going to make ink with the ink stick. So you're gonna have some water and ink stick, and move in a circular motion.
Ow.
Okay, so she's done with making the ink. So now she's gonna take her brush and start writing.
So, when you're writing down your shoto, usually have some form of thing that, or words that you want to write down, and you usually copy down the classic style of Japanese. So this is the classic style, and this is Sora's style.
So you probably don't have all these materials that we just showed you guys. So today we're going to be showing you how to make your own kit with all natural materials. So yeah, and we're going to be making like something like this. So I'm going to be crushing ashes. Sora's going to be tearing the grass. I'm going to be crushing dirt.
Yes.
So after you're done crushing most of the ashes and the leaves and the dirt, you're gonna need some water and some olive oil, and you're gonna put some water in and put some olive oil in the things you crushed. So we're gonna be doing that. And then you're gonna want to mix until it has a good consistency. So after you mix till you have like a good color, the color that you want it to be, then you're gonna take any kind of brush, like feather, flowers, a rock,
Wow.
and you're gonna use it to write whatever you want. Okay, so we are all going to be writing this, which says kokoro, which means heart.
Thanks. That is beautiful. Oh my god.
So we're done with our art pieces, and this is what they look like.
Oh, yes.
So you're going to want them to sit to dry, so that they can dry up. So yeah.
Okay, so this is the finished product. So as you can see, you don't need a show kit necessarily to make your own art. You can use just the resources that you can find from nature all around your yard and express yourselves.
And Shodo is fun. I usually perform with the music, but Shodo's kit, like these brushes from animal hair. So these are from natural source. So let's try to use the natural materials from outside and use the paper and enjoy with your family. Yes, yay! Bye-bye!
Thank you!
Thank you so much to Sora, Liam, Marin, and Koyumi who shot that video. That whole video was shot by Sora's two kids, Liam and Marin, and edited by them too. So thank you so much for that amazing, amazing community class. You can check out more information with Sora, and I'll make sure that I include all of the information in today's nightly newsletter. So make sure your parents are signed up for the nightly newsletter of Digital Daycare, and I'll have all of the information going directly to Sora. Thank you so much. How beautiful was that work? Now, the next thing we're going to do is the project play. As you know, Every day here in the Fab Lab, we take a little bit of a break and we try something new that's in the Fab Lab library. Now, I have to tell you about one of my favorite companies based here in Portland, Oregon, also female founded, Yellow Scope Science Kits. They sent me a couple of their science kits, and because today we did so much with colors and milk, and then we got to know a little bit about calligraphy and ink with Sora, I thought that the perfect thing to do would be to give the paper chromatography box a try. It's one of the newest additions to their amazing kids science kits. And so I'm basically gonna do a little bit of an unboxing. I have not opened this box yet. I don't know what's inside, and so we're gonna see together what's inside of it, and I'm very excited. So the first thing I'm gonna do is open this box. First of all, of course, I love a lady in a lab coat. It says hours and hours of color changing fun, supplies for hundreds of experiments. I love it. Uncover the hidden colors in leaves and flowers. Little shout out to Sora. Art supplies and food coloring and candies. I'm reading it upside down, so I think that's what it says. And there's a cute little lab mouse there with lab goggles. I love it. So let's open up the box and see what's inside. Oh, awesome. Look at this beautiful, beautiful instruction manual. Oh, and tons of supplies. Oh, goodness. Okay. So there's, this must be for the projects we're going to do. Adorable little pencil. Think like a girl. I love it. Put this over here. Oh, there's an adorable, like a little pin, almost like a Girl Scout pin that comes with it. I can't get it out just yet. It's got two plastic beakers inside of it. Put that there. A pair of lab goggles. You know I love a good lab goggle. And a couple of other things. Looks like some stir sticks, a pipette, and a couple of stir sticks and a pipette. I'll put that over here. Oh, it says more supplies. Okay, food coloring and clothespins. Put that here. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. Oh, nope. But at least I have an opportunity to take the pin out. And I'm gonna put the pin on because it's cute. This is adorable. I do have experience with Yellow Scope's first science kit, the Foundations kit. It comes in a yellow box, and I've always really enjoyed that one. So this is a new one. I've never tried this one before. The packaging is just great. I mean, the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It feels good. It looks like this is great. This is so nice. Okay, I'm gonna put this off to the side here. Actually, I'll leave it like this so you guys can see it because I think my camera is upside down otherwise. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is see what all is happening here. So like I said, this is your first time playing with it. It's my first time playing with it, so we're gonna play together. So this is the manual that seems to come with it. Paper Chromatography, the art and science of color. Okay. Think like a girl. Hello girls, we are so excited you're interested in exploring the world. We designed Yellow Scope's kits for girls just like you. We know girls love being creative when it comes to all sorts of projects, including science. True? In fact, we think that art and science are a great match. Great. As you work through the experiments in this kit, remember to keep both the creative and scientific parts of your brain active. So that's your left and your right brain. Be curious. Ask questions like, what makes up the color coating on candies? Be creative. Doodle your observations, which is a word we learned earlier today in the morning session. Observation is one of the steps in the scientific method. Doodle your observations. Jot down notes and brainstorm ideas. Stick with it. In science, as in soccer and dance and chess and riding horses, the key to success is sticking with it. Even when things don't go the way you planned, kind of like this morning's project where the soap wasn't quite activating in one of the milk types that we tried. Even if it feels hard, even if you make mistakes, go ahead, ask questions, wonder, keep track of experiments that don't work, and who knows, you might come up with a new idea that leads to some new discovery. All you need to do is think like a girl. So put on your safety goggles, which comes in the box, and get ready to explore your world. Kelly and Marcy, founders of Yellowscope. Thank you, Kelly and Marcy, for making this awesome Science Kit series. So I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just going to look around and see what experiments we're going to do together today, because I don't know that I'll have everything. I don't know what all I'm going to need. I know that this box comes with just about everything that I need, but I know from other science kits that I've played with from this company in the past that sometimes you need a few things from your cupboard or from your garage to add into the project. So let's see which ones we can do. Okay, so we're gonna learn a little bit about chemistry, mixing and unmixing things. Let's see if I can find a good project for us. So in lab 1, it looks like I need aluminum paper and sheets of white. I need aluminum foil and sheets of white paper. I have white paper and tap water, but I don't have aluminum foil. So let's see what we can make happen. So the next one, salt. I don't even have salt, so I used it all up in Tuesday's class when we made Play-Doh. So I gotta buy more salt. Okay, I don't have any candies. Let's see. I bet there's one in here that we could do. Oh, okay. Spinach leaf. This project requires a spinach leaf, a dime, and rubbing alcohol, which we have, and tape. Do I have a dime? Let me think and see if I have a dime anywhere. I'm gonna set this up. I already know that I have a spinach leaf in my refrigerator, so we're going to do the pigments and paper project. It's gonna be lab 3, so we're not going in order. We're just going to sort of pick and choose. Pigments and paper, lab number 3, experiment number 1. Colors and chlorophyll. So far in labs 1 and 2, which we're gonna skip right now, you used your paper chromatography to unmix artificial dyes in food, coloring, and art supplies. But what about colors found in nature? Step outside to see all the natural colors in flower petals, leaves, and even tree bark. And then there's a little flower here and some tree bark. In this lab, you'll use paper chromatography to unmix the colored pigments in spinach leaves. Thesis. I think green leaves, oh, I love it. Thesis. I think green leaves contain these colors. What colors do you think green leaves are going to contain? And what I'm going to do first is pop over to my refrigerator, so you might not be able to see me, but I'm going to keep talking to you. And I'm going to grab some spinach from the Fab Lab fridge. Okay, so I'm going to get a quick dish. If you guys are playing with a new project or toy, I would love for your parents to put in the description box, or excuse me, in the comment box, what you guys are gonna play with while I play with this. We're gonna play together, so you can watch me play, or you can play with something that you like and learn a little something new. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this upside down so I can read. And I don't have a dime, but I do have a nickel. Here's a nickel. And here is my 70%, which we used yesterday to make our, what did we make yesterday? Does anybody remember what we made yesterday? Hand sanitizer, right. So we've got our 70% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. So I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna just start reading the instructions. Now, hypothesis. We talked earlier about the scientific method, and how the scientific method was one of the steps, how observation was one of the steps in the scientific method. And what I'm reading here is another step in the scientific method. I think it's the second step, making a hypothesis. the first step in the scientific method is to ask a question. What are you curious about? What do you want to find out about? The next step is to do a little bit of research and see what information exists already with all of the information that's already available that might help you to understand the question or different components of the question that you have a little bit better. And then once you've done a little research, then you can make an educated guess based on the information that you discovered in your research of the question that you had. And an educated guess is also known as a hypothesis. And so that's what they have written down here. The hypothesis is that I think green spinach leaves contain these colors. What colors do you think green spinach leaves contain? Let's see. This project and this kit is going to help us to extract the colors that live inside of organic material and even some inorganic material, but we're going to be using spinach leaves. I don't know how many we need, so I'm just going to grab a few. Alrighty. So it says, let's get started. First, put on your safety goggles. Well, first of all, these safety goggles are for sure for a smaller face, but I'm going to wear them anyway. Do I look fabulous? Do I look fab-labulous? Okay, so my safety goggles are on. And my spinach is just right here. And then the next, I'm going to prepare my paper strips. So about 2 centimeters from the bottom of the strip, draw a line. Okay, so I think I need a sheet of paper as well as my scissors. I need a sheet of paper. I'm gonna grab my scissors because I bet I'm gonna need these at a certain point also. Awesome, thank you. All right, so let's see here. I think I'm going to set it up just like this. Spinach chromatography. While you're waiting, draw a picture of the spinach leaf you used. Okay. I'm going to use my yellow scope pencil to draw a spinach leaf. Well, first what I want to do is I'm going to make my papers look like this because it says to prepare my paper strips, so I bet that this is a visual of what they'd like me to do. And I can do that super simply. This is just a real-time product play. I've never done this project before. We're gonna find out just how cool it is together. Okay. Cut about 2 centimeters from the bottom of the strip and draw a line with a pencil. Place the spinach leaf on top of the pencil line. Let's see. I kind of wish there was a diagram here so I could see. Well, let's read this section first. I didn't finish reading this part. Dyes versus pigments. If you've used different kinds of paint, you may have heard the term dyes and pigments. But what is the difference? In the world of art supplies, dyes are usually, oh, this is interesting. Dyes are usually water soluble, meaning they can dissolve in water or be absorbed by water, which means they dissolve in water. Pigments, on the other hand, are usually insoluble in water, meaning they don't dissolve. So maybe that means, yeah, cool. So pigments are also found in plants. They give leaves and flowers their color. Chlorophyll pigments give plants their green color. So if you remember from Sora's video, she used grass to make some of her pigments, some of her ink. So this is going to be kind of similar, except we're not using grass, we're using spinach. Okay, so this one is asking me to prepare my paper strip. About 2 centimeters from the bottom of the strip, draw a line with a pencil. So about 2 centimeters. Centimeters are really small. Centimeters are smaller than inches. So I'm going to hope that this is about 2 centimeters. So it looks more like an inch, but I think we can wing it right now. Okay. Place the spinach leaf on top of the pencil line. Okay. I think that this is what this means, like this. Okay. Top of the finish line. Run the edge of the dime. Okay. Run the edge of the dime across the leaf to transfer a thin green line of spinach onto the strip. Okay. It says repeat 3 times, moving the spinach leaf each time to add more spinach pigment to the line. Try to keep the line as thin as possible. Okay. Let's see. I think I am understanding what it's suggesting. I think. Okay, so there's a little bit of green. Not sure if you can see. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. So I just laid the leaf on the paper like this, and I just ran my nickel. I don't have a dime. And it's just adding a little bit. Okay, let's see. So it says, run the edge of the dime across the transfer thin green line. Repeat 3 times, moving the spinach leaf up to add more pigment. And then clip the paper strip to a dowel with a clothespin. I don't have a dowel, I don't think. Or maybe I do, I just don't know where it is. Like I said, we're already in lab 3. And we didn't do 1 or 2. So I could be missing all kinds of instructions. But this is the Fab Lab, we improvise here. Okay, so I'm gonna put my spinach leaf right here just for now with my nickel, not my dime, because you do what you can with what you have. Okay. Ask an adult, which I am, to pour 50 milliliters of rubbing alcohol or acetone into the beaker. Cool. So here's a beaker. And here is my rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to measure 50 milliliters. Now 50 milliliters is the first line. So this is more than 250 milliliters. So I'm gonna go right to the first one. Okay, cool. So run the experiment. Now it looks like we're ready for the experiment. Carefully set the dowel across the top of the beaker so that the bottom of the paper strip touches the liquid. Don't let the liquid touch the spinach line. Allow the alcohol or acetone to move up the strip through the spinach lines and beyond. Note, if you use alcohol, it may take 30 minutes to see a good separation of pigments. Okay, so we're gonna be together for a really long time. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Forever. Okay. If you use acetone, the experiment will go faster. Acetone is the stuff that helps take nail polish off. I don't have any of that. So we're gonna stick with this. So what I'm going to do is, I think this is just asking me to put this inside, like so. So that the paper can start to absorb. And what I'm realizing is, we never made our hypothesis. So while we let this start working, let's make our hypothesis together. So it says, I think spinach leaves contain these colors. Green. I'm willing to bet that there is going to be some yellow. My hypothesis is that yellow is one color that's going to reveal itself, and possibly blue, because yellow and blue make green, if I'm remembering my color charts correctly. So I'm gonna guess, my hypothesis is that yellow and blue are the colors that are inside of the chlorophyll that we're going to discover together. So I'm gonna set my spinach bowl aside. And then it says here, while you're waiting, draw a picture of the spinach leaf that you used. I'm not very good at drawing, but that's okay, because next week we're going to have someone come in and teach us how to draw in our community class. But in the meantime, we have these awesome markers that come with the Yellow Scope kit. And so I'm going to use a green marker to draw a leaf. Let's see. I'm feeling a little bit inspired by Sora and how she did her calligraphy. I've never done calligraphy before, so I'm just going to do an inspired drawing. Are you guys drawing? If you're at home and you have markers or crayons nearby, while we wait for our colors to form in our cartography kit, I'm just gonna draw, and I'm drawing a leaf inspired by Japanese calligraphy. At least I think it is. That's a leaf. Let's see, I'm gonna draw another kind of leaf with a different color. What are you guys drawing? I'm gonna try and draw a more classic leaf. What kind of leaf do you think this is? If you guys have crayons or markers or colored pencils nearby, I would love for you to draw leaves with me. I don't know, guys. I said I wasn't very good at drawing, but this ain't bad. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna draw maybe we're getting ready to be in spring, but in the fall, leaves can be my favorite because sometimes they're kind of like red and orange and a little bit brown. So I'm gonna draw a brown leaf. Let me see. Let me show you how great my skills are. I told you they were bad. I don't know what kind of leaf this is. Oh, this is a terrible leaf. Bad. I think the green calligraphy style leaves are better. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Now let's see how our chromatography is going. Now, our instruction manual did say that it could take up to 30 minutes. But let's see where we are right now. Ooh. I'm starting to see a little something. Wow. I'm going to carefully take this out of the rubbing alcohol so it doesn't drip everywhere. I'm going to put my beaker away. Now, I don't even know that it's been a full 5 minutes yet, but already, can you see that? Can you see the lines where we made our spinach lines? These are green. I'm gonna blow on this because acetone, we learned, alcohol is quick evaporating, so I'm gonna blow on it. So you can see it a little better. But do you remember when I made my hypothesis? That my hypothesis was that the colors that we'll find in it are yellow and blue. Do you see this line? This is how high the liquid made it up. That's blue, maybe a little bit indigo or a little bit purple. And then you can see where the green has started to fade to yellow. So I think my hypothesis was correct. In green, chlorophyll, the chemical that makes leaves green is yellow and blue. And it didn't take 30 minutes. It took just a few minutes. And we didn't even use the cartography paper. We used regular old printer paper. This is really, really, really great. So again, our product play for today was the Yellow Scope Chromatography, paper chromatography kit. It's one of their newer ones. It's suitable for kids 8 to 12. The company is geared toward girls, but I have played with many, many, many science kits that are for children, and this one feels incredibly inclusive, very, very unisex. And we just did that in just a few minutes, and I would love to, like, I'm thinking to myself, do I have any flowers or any other leaves anywhere, or even an orange peel to see what would happen with other organic materials. We used spinach from our lunch, but this was so wonderful. So great. Okay, we did Lab 5, experiment number 1. We extracted the colors from a piece of spinach. I'm going to say I really like this kit. I've always loved the science kits from Yellow Scope, and I can totally see myself getting this as gifts for more and more kids all over the place. This is so wonderful. Guys, I want you to, I would love to hear what you played with during our project play. So why don't you have your parents leave a comment in the Facebook section, and I'll be right back with story time right after I wash my hands. See.
Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands to the beat. Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands with me. First, put the water on hot. Put some soap on your hands. Gotta wash your hands a whole lot. Keep it clean hands is the plan. Now rinse them. Give them a shake. Dry your hands. I said dry your hands. Wash your hands and don't touch your face.
Welcome to story time here in the Fab Lab Digital Daycare. I just washed my hands, and now I have a new book for us. I think yesterday I said that we were going to read A Wrinkle in Time, but I was at the grocery store yesterday and I found another book that I like not much better, but I was more excited about to read today. Have you ever heard of Sir Paul McCartney? He's a musician. A really cool musician, one that I have always known about. And it looks like he has written a children's book that I can't wait to share with all of you. I can't wait to read it for the first time, and we're gonna read it for the first time together. Okay, this book is called Hey Grandude by Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney, and illustrated by Catherine Durst. Cool. Meet Grandude, an intrepid explorer with some amazing tricks up his sleeve. Can't wait. Dear reader, my name is Edward Marshall Sr. I have 4 grandchildren. I call them chillers, and they call me Grandude. I live in a very normal house on a very normal street, but when my chillers come to stay, we go on adventures that are far from normal. Sometimes things get a little bit out of hand, but everything works out fine in the end. Come and join us on our adventures. Sincerely, Grandude. I think we will. Lucy and Tom and Bob and Em were spending the weekend with their granddad. Today was one of those days when nothing felt quite right. It was gray and drizzly, and everybody was grumpy and too bored to be bothered. Cheer up, chillers, said Grandude, and he pulled out a pile of postcards from the back of his pocket trousers. Look at these. Em picked out a postcard of a sandy beach and sparkling blue waters. I wish we could go there, Grandude, she said. Well, let's see what we can do. Grandude reached into his coat pocket and took out a shiny compass. He gave the compass a rub and waved it over the postcard. The needle started to spin round and round. See the compass needle spin? Let the magic fun begin. Then in a flash of magic, zing, bang, ziggle, everything changed. The children were standing on a golden beach with little waves tickling their toes. The water felt beautifully cool. We're on the beach from the postcard, Bob laughed as he splashed in the sea. But the magic compass hadn't finished yet. Huge flying fish leapt up from the sea. Hey, Grandude, they called. It's a school of flying fish, said Grandude. Come on, chillers, let's go for a ride. A school? Whispered Lucy. I hope we don't have to do any homework. They skimmed across shimmering blue waves on the back of the flying fish before coming to rest again on the hot sand. They built sandcastles and then lay beneath a coconut tree eating ice cream. The memory of their gray, grumpy day was completely washed away, and they were perfectly happy. Until... Ouch! Cried Bob. A little crab scuttled across the beach. That crab pinched my toe! Oh no! Suddenly lots of little crabs were scurrying out of the sea, heading straight toward Grandude and the children. Hey, Grandude, said Em. Can we go somewhere a little less pinchy? Yes, I think we'd better do that, said Grandude. He quickly waved the magic compass over another postcard. This one had a picture of a cowboy. See the compass needle spin. Let the magic fun begin. The magic flashed and sparkled, and once again, zing, bang, sizzle, everything changed. Grandude and the children found themselves in a desert valley with spiky green cactuses. A cowboy galloped toward them on a beautiful spotted horse. Hey, Grandude, called out the cowboy, waving his hat in the air. Wow, what a handsome Appaloosa, said Grandude, admiring the horse. Appaloosie? Said Em. No, that's the kind of horse it is. It has nothing to do with me, said Lucy. Grandude gave a whistle, and 5 more horses came galloping up. He helped each of the children onto a horse, and they raced together through the valley. Whee! Cried Bobby. Faster, called Lucy. But what was that cloud of dust on the horizon? Oh no! A herd of wild buffalo rushing straight toward them. The canyon echoed with the sound of 100 hooves. Before they could ride to safety, Tom's horse reared and he tumbled to the ground. Hold on, Tom, shouted Grandude, snatching a rope from the cowboy's saddle. With a twirl, he lassoed Tom and hauled him onto his horse again. Ride, chillers, cried Grandude, as fast as you can. They cleared the stampede just in time. Hey, Grandude, panted Tom. Perhaps we could go somewhere a little less stampy? Yes, good idea, said Grandude. And I think I need to cool down. Once again, he whipped out his magic compass and waved it over a postcard. See the compass needle spin? Let the magic fun begin. Before the children could see the picture, magic sparkled and flashed, and in the blink of an eye, zing, bang, sizzle, everything changed. They found themselves high on a hill in the afternoon sun. The children laughed as they rolled in sweet-smelling wildflowers that seemed to stretch forever. Grandude pulled out his trusty guitar and began strumming a song. Hey, Grandude, mooed some of the friendly cows. Hey, Grandude, mooed some of the friendly cows, their bells tinkling along the tune. Grandude drew a small telescope from his pocket, and they took turns looking at the snow-capped peaks. But soon they heard a rumbling sound. Oh no! Hey, Grandude, look! Yelled Lucy. As she peered through the telescope, a huge wall of snow was sliding down from the mountain above. Avalanche! Quick, chillers! Cried Grandude. Jump! Just before a wave of snow reached them, Grandude and the children leapt onto one of the cows. Up, cow, up! Grandude cried. Magic swirled from the compass, lifting them all higher and higher off the ground, sailing them safely through the sky with a sea of snow rushing beneath them. Swiss cows are exceptionally good flyers, said Grandude. Now, riding a flying cow was a lot of fun, but it had been a very long day. Hey, Grandude, said Lucy with a yawn. Maybe we could go somewhere a little more sleepy, said Grandude with a chuckle. That sounds like a very good idea. This time, instead of a postcard, Grandude pulled out a photograph of his own house from his pocket. Magic compass, one more spin. It's time for bedtime to begin. He waved his compass over it, making the magic sparkle and spin, and just like that, zing, bang, sizzle, they were back in Granddad's living room, and the compass hadn't finished yet. With a final flash of magic, the children were changed and ready for bed. Their teeth were brushed, their faces were washed, and they were all tucked in tight. And 5 minutes flat, Tom and Bob and Lucy and Em were fast asleep and dreaming of their next adventures. See the compass, spin needle, let the magic fun begin. Good night, Grandude. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's episode of the Digital Daycare, a very special live stream event of the Fab Lab with Crazy Aunt Lindsey. I hope that I'll see you tomorrow for more Fab Lab fun. Bye.